If you let him tonight, he'll just take your clothes. Hallelujah. He'll take your clothes. He'll take your sorrows. He'll take your trials. And he'll bear your life. He'll bear your life. He'll bear your life with glory. And then it will change. Yes, sir. Yes! Hallelujah. If you just let, that's Betty Nelson singing Sara Jordan Powell. Gloria a Dios. Come on, Betty Nelson. You know, that is the beautiful Betty Nelson singing When Jesus Comes, made famous by none other than Sara Jordan Powell. God rest Sara Jordan Powell. Double tap the screen, everybody. Let's put some doves in the chat, some prayer hands in the chat for the life of Sara Jordan Powell. Let's do that. Yes, yes, yes. What's up, everybody? Who's in here? Powell, Catherine Powell is here. Oh, the court reporter, Catherine Powell, is up in the building today. Jorge, JP, what's going on? Courtney is in the building. Chantel, Sean Renee, Pray Era. What's up, everybody? Come on in and double tap the screen. He'll fill your life with glory and gladness and happiness. Woo! This girl used to sing that song all the time at our at my church. She used to come in and sing that all the time. Oh yeah, I heard that oil. That's that Betty oil. Yeah, a lot of people. Thank you, Faith. You starting off with some good gift. Oh, tonight is travel night. So I gotta get up in the morning. So whatever y'all donate tonight, that's my travel fund. So mods, would somebody put my ways of giving so I can pin it in the chat? Oh, I feel that there's some people in here that want to send St. James off on a beautiful week of tomorrow. I will see the folks tomorrow. We will see William McCray and King Jive, Sean Talks, Darius. It's going to be interesting. We get in town tomorrow, and we have our dinner plan. Thank you, Nicola. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Nicola. Evangelist. I pinned my ways to give there, right there. Everything you give tonight and this week is going towards my travel plans for to have a great time with the other content creators as we, you know, endeavor to collab. But not only, I don't. It's really not a collab. It's really a just a think tank as to how we can actually make our platforms more viable, more community, more a space where people will be feel welcome, a space where we're not harming but we're helping. So that's what it is. Thank you, K Rich, for that. Oh, I missed that latte. I love those lattes. Did I miss that latte? Oh, thank you, K Rich. I hate when I don't see it on the screen. Those lattes are really cute. You're held against your will. Okay, okay, I'm not gonna put it on members only yet, but stupid comments and stuff, go ahead and just, put them on timeout. Send them to the children's church. Tonight I heard in the children's church they're having fried spam sandwiches. So y'all not doing it fast enough. I can do it. Don't worry about it. Oh, somebody got them. They're having fried spam in the children's church tonight, so you don't want to miss it. Cut up in here, and you are going to children's church. Oh, look at the pumpkin. Thank you. Ooh, 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 ooh. I love it. That's just like bingo. It's just like, not bingo, but TikTok. TikTok. Oh man, so what is going on, everybody? I had a wonderful weekend in Chicago. I came back yesterday. I was going to go live, but I just couldn't do it. I had to spend time with my daughter. hmm I opted to spend time with my daughter last night. She missed her daddy. She act like I've been gone for 2 years. But what's up, Mike Moore? Y'all come on in, yeah. But I said, yeah, I was gonna go live and talk about where Eric at. Eric Maurice Clark, where you at? Is he at work tonight? I hope he's not. Eric, are you in the chat? Eric, he went live earlier talking about Sarah. But yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. She was getting me together today about this Thanksgiving dinner that I'm doing on uh Sunday. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate you. This is a different Sean. Got my coffee. Gave me some coffee money. I appreciate you. You know I'm gonna be drinking that. Thank you so much. Um, but yeah, she was getting me to get the dinner we having. What's up, Terrence? What you doing? Where you been at, Terrence J. Dooley? I seen you over there in Williams chat the other night. You was having fun over there. If it was content creators, well, Elder, he not gonna be there. Mm-mm. He over there talking about the Church of God in Christ done banned him, or he think he banned or something. I don't know what he talking about over there. I don't think they banned him, but he said they did. So okay, I guess they banned you, Rock. Mhm. They probably, if they ban you, then they probably ban me too. Handling some family business. What family business you handling, Reverend? You trying to make a family? What you trying to do? Late in the midnight hour. You love it. Thank you, Candace. Yeah. Late in the midnight hour, Pastor. Are you up practicing your sermon for Sunday? Is that what you're doing? You practicing your sermon? Waiting for a car to be oh Lord. Okay, all right. Oh yeah, if he banned, I'm double banned. I'm double banned. Courtney, do you want the link tonight? Do you want I'm on vertical, only one person can come up at a time. Let me know if you want the link. You know how you be asking me questions. We can't do Patreon style over here, but we can answer some questions. And I be forgetting about some of the stuff that be going on around here. So much going on. We got to talk about that Brian Carn over there with Willie Moore. Ooh, that was crazy. Willie, oh yeah, and Nicola just said it. I didn't check it out. I've gotten some highlights of it though. I hear you say he ain't got no kids. I did part of replace the. Oh, are you done with that? You ain't gonna put no more out? Okay. You ain't gonna put no more out. But yeah, he said he ain't got no kids. Oh, when that happened, Brian? See, we need to stop. At the body of Christ, we need to stop lying. There's been a lying spirit running rampant in the land. Folks are just, oh, what is going on here? What's up, Jesse? Sweet or savory breakfast. They be putting the questions they want you to put up to ask the audience. Questions are stupid. That's dumb. Um, Now I've heard for years upon years, and even spoke to a girl who said that she had a child by Karn. So I don't know. I don't know if she lying, he lying. I don't know who lied. But there's a lying spirit going around here. Hmm. More grace, huh? Yeah. Okay. More grace. Hmm. I didn't get a chance to watch all of that interview. I'll probably peep in. I seen some highlights of it. I know they mentioned something about does he feel that he has a problem with women? He said no. What say you, Saints? Do you feel that Brian Karn has a problem with women? He says he doesn't have a problem. Maybe he ain't got no problem because listen, he the one hit a quitter. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. So Terrence, does he have any kids? I know you be knowing some stuff. Terrence over there with the Kojics. No, is he with the Kojics? No, he's with you with William Hudson. Met some William Hudson people at the Ricky Dillard concert. So y'all ready to get the real deal? Y'all ready to get my real review? I mean, I gave a portion of the review on of Ricky Dillard's concert, a recording the other night. But are y'all ready for me to lay some things on the line? Huh? My experience. Is the chat moving? I don't even see the chat moving. Let me see. Can I do anything with it? I think I got it a place where I can't do nothing about it. Uh, what is this? No. What is this? I don't know what that is. Pin the live stream. Oh, pin. That's things. Let me open up my other phone because this be tripping. Let me open up my other phone so I can. Okay. See, now I see the chat. The chat ain't moving over there. Sorry, y'all. So I missed a lot of stuff. The man of God said no. A scheme set up by Gigi. Somebody lying, Nicole. I'm just trying to figure out who it is. Mm. Yeah, I saw that mess at Perfecting. Uh, they probably teenagers now. Yeah, they definitely probably teenagers now, at least, because we've been hearing that forever. We've been really hearing that forever. So mm-mm. I don't know why my chat. Oh, I'm so dumb. I should have just clicked the thing. I'm so stupid, even though I'm not. Y'all double tap the screen for me. Hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed yet to the St. James Show. Would you do that for me? We are over 25,000. We are almost at 25,200. Let me tell you, God is a good God. Somebody say, yes, He is. And He added to the church daily as He saw fit. Put that in my version. And He added to the church. And we are forever grateful. Oh, yes, we are. Um, well, yes. Listen, um, I think that was my fifth. That was either my fourth or fifth recording at for Ricky Dillard. And this was by far um the most issues they've had. I can't even recall. I think they started over one time, maybe at the other ones. The other ones I went to, I think they started one song maybe once. But there was one particular song where they had to start three times, three or four times. I can't remember. But it was a song that Ricky was leading, and then the guitarist was to walk onto the stage playing the guitar, and they never had the guitar players on. He just picking. The boy just picking. And all it was, I mean, And it was one of those where Ricky hit it the first time. His verse the first time. Which one? What did he sing? I can't remember. Maybe somebody else is in here would know what he sung. Can't remember what he sung, but he had to do that thing 3 or 4 times. But he actually did it pretty good each time. But I think the first time was the best. I mean, he was rolling and running, and Ricky had his good voice on for that song. And then it just never worked. It never worked. And but let me see, that was good. Let me tell you that Wendy Wyatt, she sung "Sweet Sweet Spirit." Amazing, amazing. Everything she touches, she's like she's like that lead right now that is on everybody. That's really doing a really good job on leads right now. What was the attire? They came out in black and white robes. Black and white robes. I think I took a picture. I think I took a picture of the robes. Let's see. Yeah. They had black and white robes in the beginning. Let's see. Well, I don't think I thought I well, this is kind of a picture. They had like black and white robes. And then he changed into that black robe, but he had a white sash around it, but he took it off because he was having problems with his in ear. The in ear kept falling out. And I hate the in ears too. I don't blame him. I don't. When I go to these churches that I do worship at every now and then, it's the contemporary type churches, and they always want you to wear the in ears. I never do. I never do. Sorry. I just give me my monitors right here, and we can roll with it. I don't like those in ears. Mm-mm. And even if I put it in, it's coming out in 2.2 seconds. So, Rang Lily and back to New G. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air with that. Was Fellowship in charge of the sound, or they had an outside? I believe they had an outside person, but they always have their inside people too. And he even said he had a real hard time with sound at Fellowship. And then one of my good friends there said they don't even really do concerts anymore at Fellowship because of that, because the sound and things is not that good. So, but it just, and then there was portions where, you know, mics wasn't on at the start of leads, at the start of songs. It was, and then it was like the second half was worse than the first half. At least in the first half, you're supposed to figure out what you did wrong. You clean everything up, and then the second half will be great. It was just like got worse in the second half. Uh, it was just weird. Bishop Jordan said it was retrograde, I guess. I know a young lady who sings with Ricky Dillard, and the time has been to several. Yeah, okay, cool. Choir, my favorite artist. And the thing about it, they usually change to other robes, but he said he used a new robe person, and they didn't have them robes done, so they didn't even change to second half. Uh, into some different colors. Usually they do. They're your favorites. Yeah, they're good. What's up, King Shelton? But overall, it's going to be an outstanding album. The album is going to be great. Whatever went wrong, they can just get into the studio and fix it. So that's not a big deal. But yeah. hmm So is going to like that. He's just a Bible study on Five-Star Church. Well, there wasn't no five-star sound, I tell you that. It was not a five-star sound. Members assumed the cost of the robes, the attire. That's a good question. That is a really good question. They possibly assume maybe half. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. That's a really good question, though. good sound at fellowship. Stephen Ray says, "Still, you can't get good sound over there." What I've been told, you can't. They said people stopped going over there to fellowship, and they were kind of shocked that Ricky took it to fellowship. It's so funny when you grow up over the years watching Reverend Clay Evans. Watching on my way to heaven, so am I. You watching all this on about fellowship, and you go in there and you think it's a much bigger church than it really is. And it's not. It's not. It's really not a big church. I would say they probably hold 1,100, including balcony. If somebody can, you know, correct me, but they don't hold that many. Now I understand why they couldn't have Ludella Evans funeral there, because it's small. It's smaller than you expect. Yeah. So I was just it was interesting to see. I was like, wow, it's not that big. Yeah, and then they've remodeled it. Of course, they made it a little bit more contemporary in there, but it was just really smaller than I thought it was. Yeah, Ricky's albums are always top notch. Yeah, six. You think it's like 600? You think so, Sean Renee? You could be right. Looks big. It looks huge on TV. Yeah, it looks huge, and I'm like, this is not a huge church. Hmm. Yeah. So, are they working towards building a new one? Okay. I think if they got the membership for it, just don't be a Marvin Winans. He was over there. They had I think a minister's ordination and deacons. I think it was more ministers ordination, I believe. But they had that over there perfecting on Sunday. That was the afternoon service. Oh, that's why they have three. Oh, okay. Yeah, when you start having three services, it's new. It's time to build. Your cousin goes there now. Yeah, it's time to build if they start having three services. You can't do that. It's just so much on everybody. It really is. I wouldn't. That's a strain. So um, they are not trying to build a new fellowship. Oh no, they are not trying to build a new fellowship. Oh, okay. Some say they working towards it. Some say they ain't doing nothing. Okay. I don't think it's smart to be building no buildings at all. But that's me. I ain't no pastor. I wouldn't build no new building. Don Jackson was there. He's the creator of the Stellar Awards. That was cool to see him there, and his daughter was there. Teresa wasn't there, his wife, but she was there. Who else was there? Well, of course, Donald Lawrence was there. But they had a good sound. Well, that's my observation from viewing on YouTube. And they may have a good feed inside the feed reveal, but sitting in there. And again, when you're doing a recording, it's definitely not like a church service. A recording it brings on extra stuff. So we can't. They may have excellent sound on Sunday mornings, but when you mix in a recording, that's that's over and above regular church singing on Sunday mornings. He tried it, but it didn't work. That's what I want to say. I remember something about a project that Jenkins was going to do. Yeah. Yeah, pray error. You've written that a couple times. Yeah, Ricky Dillard. He over there. He's been over there at Ebenezer for a while now. Byron Cage brought him in over there. He been over there. Hmm. But he has a choir too, pray error. So we're talking about his recording and his choir. We we are fully aware that he is the choir director over there, minister of music or whatever over there at Ebenezer. He's been there for a minute. He's been there for a minute. Yeah. If he had the cash, I wouldn't build anybody. That's what I'm saying, Joshua. That I'm on that thing. I don't care. Just have some. Just keep having. I know it's a little taxing, but I wouldn't be building no churches. Right? There's so much other things you can do with that money for the community. That community don't need another a brand new church. That about how it was recording. Yeah. Yeah. Fully aware, Terrence. We are fully aware. Ricky Dillard is over there at Ebenezer. I only said that because she typed it again. I was like, yeah. Okay. Charles Chicken. What? Charles Chicken tried to buy a property for a new church, but it never pulled through. Oh, Charles Jenkins. I'm like, Charles Chicken? Who the hell is Charles Chicken? They said we had just missed him. Um, yeah, just missed him at the hospital with Jesse Jackson. He said he was there for a long time, but he had to get back. Something about his mother-in-law's not doing well, so he had to get back to L.A. Well, if you build a church, put facilities in it, the community can use it. They can. Well, yeah, yeah. If you use kind of your multi-purpose room as your sanctuary or something like that, or I think I'm cool with building like that, Terrence, on the side of the church. Build more things for the community. Build a daycare. Build a senior center. Build a community. Something like that. No, I knew what you were talking about, but I just seen Chief had to zoom in for a minute and said, Charles Chicken. Okay, Chicken. Yeah. Double tap the screen, everybody. If you're not a subscriber of the St. James Show, please hit that subscribe button for me. And if you are donating to my travel fund tonight, it is pinned in the chat. So make sure you are supporting the travel fund and tonight's show. I appreciate you guys. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Our counterparts build in a lot of churches, but they are. Yeah, 'cause let me tell you this. There's churches here, Terrence, the Caucasian persuasion, the biggest church here is like still building buildings on their property. And they've been here since Jesus came. But it's called the People's Church. They've had the sanctuary, they built the chapel, they built the youth center. They also have an actual school. Um, they have an actual school. I think it's K through 12 that's been going for years. Um, they built something else recently, and they have a big field. I'm sure they probably own those apartments behind it. I just ain't looked into it, but they do that all the time. They don't up and just go somewhere else and build churches. They had all this land and they're just building centers and things all around it. And that's what you should do. So you're right. They had a lead that sounds like yeah, they actually that girl, what's her name? What's her name? Tracy. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Traveler said, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you. Y'all put a like on his cash app. I appreciate you, Joshua. Talk about a school and a parking. Well, that's what they need to do. They don't need to build no other church, I don't think. Yeah. And my thing is, People's Church never they built a chapel. And of course, that's a good thing because you don't need to turn on all the lights and all the sound and all the things for like services that are smaller. You don't need to do all that. Do that in the chapel. But they built so much around that church for the community. It's just wild. They really have. John Hanna's church is great. And I've been meaning to go over there. When I go back to Chicago and have some time, I got out of there the first thing smoking for on Sunday because I had to take care of some stuff here as soon as I got here. So I didn't get a chance to church hop in Chicago. Yeah. But I do want to check out John Hanna. So what does John Hanna have over there? Because doesn't he have a couple of churches or he just has the one church? Because I know he had like a couple churches, right? On both sides of town. Yeah. And see, yeah, Chantel, see things like that, like Terrence was saying, all that kind of stuff pays for itself. It adds income. It can add income to the church by having programs for the community and renting certain things out for other businesses and nonprofits and things like that. You got to think better and bigger. They're just thinking about Sunday morning. There's so much you can do, throughout the week. You were there. Oh, okay, you were there. That's right. They Pilgrim had the deal there. Y'all was in there too. Looks like that was well attended. Yeah. They have a seniors building. Okay, that's good. I would think they would have something. They've been in existence for so many years. Add income to the church and blessed community. Yes. Another pastor friend of mine was in Chicago was saying how he rents his church out to three other churches. Three other churches he rents his church out to. Different times. You know, has two churches down the street from. That's what I thought it was. Then he bought the liquor store, not that the liquor store in that area right there. Didn't he buy all that recently? That Wheeler Avenue. I still gotta watch the service from Sunday. Someone sent it to me and said it was a really good service. And paid off for 28. I saw that. That was recent. They paid Wheeler over there is doing it. Wheeler is really doing it. Yeah. I'm gonna get over there to Pilgrim. I gotta come to Pilgrim next time. I gotta come to their conference. I want to check that out. Go over there and church with y'all. I definitely want to check that out. So does y'all see William Murphy almost get tackled down? Let me tell you that security guard trampled that man to the ground. I guess they said he was kind of high on something, and he was probably didn't mean any harm. But you can't trust people around here. Yeah, it's in Brooklyn. Oh, so Bohannon is gonna host it. Where in Brooklyn is it going to be though? What church or whatever is going to be in Brooklyn? Mm, 79th and Cottage Grove. Okay. Uh um yeah, he tackled that man down to the ground. I was like, listen here, you can't trust people running on stage and grabbing people. They did a good thing. I'm glad they did that. People were saying that security guard was doing too much. Absolutely not. Trample him to the ground. Hold him down. You running up on this stage? That's crazy. He did a Cora Jakes on him, didn't he? uh, they put out chairs. You talking about Hannah? They still put out chairs. Well, Hannah, right next door is the secondary in the secondary sanctuary. Bohannon right next door in the secondary sanctuary. What secondary? What you talking about? Vincent got a secondary sanctuary? He did tell the guy to come up there, but I think it was just the way he came up there was a little much. He just was a little. Then he grabbed him. Yeah, I wouldn't want that either. Y'all better when I take my show on the road, my live show. Trust me, security will be seen and unseen. Okay, seen security and unseen security. Don't y'all worry about me. Don't y'all worry about it. Uh-oh. Oh, we got it. Okay. Good, he got his wife, but yes, sir. Well, listen, they wouldn't have got to Loretta if he had that time. Pilgrim Church is where. Okay, it's at Pilgrim Church. Okay. Oh, Vincent's Church is next door in the second. Gotcha. Okay, now I understand, Terrence. You gonna be security, Jesse? Jesse. I need you to. You better be packing something then. Uh-huh. Yeah. Murphy did. He did get up out of there, didn't he? He swerved him for real. Where is that at? I think somebody sent it to. Everybody sends me this stuff. Everybody sends me that. Oh, here we go. I know. I know you didn't think he was going to attack the people's bishop and get away with that. Welcome back to Spiritual Ish. I'm the Prophet, your number one place for all things prophetic as relates to Christ, culture, commentary, church. Let's speed it up. Controversy. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, he did it at the end. I love y'all. Peace. Let's go. Walking. Come on, man of God. I see you. Come on. Boof!
Y'all clap your hands and give God praise. He just want to give me a hug. Come on. I know.
Hold on, we gotta see that again.
Peace. Let's go. Walking. Come on, man of God. I see you. Come on. Y'all clap your hands and give God praise. He just want to give me a hug. Come on.
I think that was that nervous. That was that nervous. William was a little nervous. He was a little nervous. Your buddy Javier. You say your buddy Javier tackled him down, or was that your buddy hugging on William Murphy? Which one was your buddy, Marco? You say anybody come? It's, listen, they gotta go. They gotta get. Don't ask no questions, Jesse. Get them out of here. Mm. He came in squealing. He did. He was like, yeah, I think he was on that good stuff. Unfortunately, yeah, he was on that good stuff. Oh my goodness. Mm. Well, stranger things have happened in the church world. So, it is what it is. But at least he didn't have no pow pow on him or anything like that, because that that would be crazy. That'd be crazy. So did
I can say that I'm still here, and it's by the grace of God. Oh, when I look back over my life, and I see all the things, everybody can say that I'm still here.
So what do you guys think about Dorinda doing this Cadillac conversations, or whatever they call it? What they call it? Cadillac Chronicles. This guy, he has artists. A lot of times it's artists that are not popular anymore, but were popular at one time. And they have some hits. And he has them driving around in the car. I think it's Atlanta. I think someone said they were in Atlanta. And he had, oh, the guy that did the commentary. Oh, that's your friend Javi. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, all right, Terrence. Have a good one. Look, I found out that's when she used the recording. She used the recording. Well, yeah, and when they're in a car like that, I think they have to do it a little strategically and different. I don't think. Auntie with the bulldog singing, I'm coming with my hands up. All right, all right. Oh yeah, okay. Well, I don't know if all of them are though, okay, Rich. I don't know if all of them are. But I don't know. You can't do no production in a car. You cannot do a production like that in the car. He got the you know, rooftop down, wind blowing. Yeah, and that's not gonna work theoretically. It's just not gonna work. That wouldn't work. So it makes sense that if they are doing a recorded, then that's just what it is. I am still here. Oh, Jacqueline Carr did it? Oh, okay, I didn't see hers. I didn't see hers. I gotta check that out. Yeah. Those here on the show, but it wasn't her best. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's kind of weird. That's a weird setup for a singer. He'll take the blue. He'll take the blue. Come on now, Sarah. It was so sad. They over there fighting and carrying on. The niece was fighting the people who did the tribute in Memphis for Sarah Jordan Powell. They wouldn't let her go to the thing. And the thing about it, she wasn't ill at the time. They just they just, Sarah, where she was living at, they just walked in the morning and she was gone. like she had a heart attack or something. They just walked in Sunday morning, and she was gone. Yep, yep. So she wasn't, to our knowledge, she wasn't. I think even Eric had talked to. Like I said, Eric had her at his event in Chicago when we went about a month ago, and yeah. Good night, Reveal. I know my East Coast folk catch me a little bit later. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I'm just on here because I'm flying out in the morning and still ain't packed. Still ain't packed. Flying out in the morning and I don't have to go to work. But ain't like and I got to get up earlier and be at that airport earlier than I do have to be at work. When you fly from West Coast to eat all the way to East Coast, you got to get on the first train smoking if you want to get there in a decent time. So enjoy the eyes is in the morning. Yeah. So I should. Well, I'm still up, but I wish they would have allowed her to really get that. I have the copy of that. I know where I have the tribute. It was sent to me that they did. Let me see if I can 5900. Let me see. And it was on the Word Network. Let me see. I think they said hers started at 59 or something. That was Robbie Warren.
But there is even more that was happening behind the scenes that I'm knowing that you all at home, you have enjoyed it to the fullest. Well, I tell you, the celebration of Night of Honor is still going strong. So we're back from that green room segment. And wasn't that amazing?
I think they said it was at 59. Let me see. I didn't see it. Hmm. Is this it?
Let's keep it moving. Are you ready for more? Moving. Are you?
I don't know. Oh yeah. I'll post. I'll put this link in the description of this video for the Sara Jordan Powell tribute that happened in Memphis. You can watch it on Facebook. It's from the Word Network, but you can watch it on Facebook. So I don't know who that is. Um I'll I'll put it on there so you guys can check it out. They said it was a really good tribute. So yeah. Yes. But unfortunately she wasn't able to be there. Uh, yeah. That's the thing about it. You have family members who, I don't know. It's like when people, when they get their name on a power of attorney, baby, they just go crazy. Y'all better make sure y'all business is in order, especially you getting to a certain age. Make sure your business is in order. I was talking to this lady today at work. She was talking about living trust and everything. I said, yes, do that. You got kids, they be over there fighting and carrying on. Everybody wanna, thank you, Reveal. I will. Everybody wanna take over. And, my mama stuff is in order. That's all I got to say. Ain't no fighting going on over here. You fight, but I like to let people fight on their own and by themselves. Yeah, but didn't I say though? I said this may be her last tribute, and guess what, y'all? It was her last tribute. I said it. People online all the time. Well, did I tell you? I said, but I did say that. I said this may be her. How many more tributes is she gonna get in her 80s? Not that people don't want to give them to her, but how long will her life last where she can get the tribute that she really deserves? A lot of people were thinking that Sarah Jordan Powell was already deceased. They really were. What's up, Wanda? I've been prophesying, Courtney. Things been going. Things been going. But I said it. I was like, this makes no sense for y'all to be sitting over here trying to keep this woman from a tribute. That man wasn't big. That man broke the stuff down to me. He wasn't making no money. He still owes. He wasn't making no money from that concert. He just wasn't. But he had already bought everything. He had bought tickets, so he wasted a lot of money, with tickets for Sarah and the people and two people to come with her. He wasted all the plane tickets and everything. And then the family just didn't want to. They didn't want to do right. And they're talking about, well, he should have came to. Well, you wasn't around a year ago when nobody else was helping her. When Eric had to help her figure out where her royalties were. Eric Maurice Clark was helping Sarah Jordan Powell get her royalties. There wasn't no family members, wasn't no attorneys. Now they putting their names down on statements now. Them folks wasn't around. But Eric Maurice Clark from Gospel Diaries was around helping her. He was helping her. So I don't know where these people came from. You were so concerned with her. Why has she been losing out on all her money for all these years? And then her nephew's some kind of attorney, but he wasn't helping his auntie get her money from the industry. It took Brother Eric to come in here and help her out in her last days. Eric was over there when we was in there. He did his tribute to all those legends. He went over there and picked up. He had Sarah Powell in his car. Took her to the tribute. Picked her up. Uh, um, Took her back home. Fed her first. Went and got her something to eat. Fed her and then took her there. Gave her a nice, you know, award that she could look at. But then nobody. People are crazy. Now we're gonna figure out. Did y'all know that Lucretia Campbell never had? Y'all know Lucretia Campbell, right? How many? Put a one in the chat if you know who Lucretia Campbell was. Let me see. Y'all here? Put a one in the chat if you know who Lucretia Campbell was. Let me make sure, cause okay, there they come. Cause I can't see the chat. What's up, Ray? Ray, do you know one of the greatest sopranos? You got that right. And this was leading me to the Sarah Jordan Powell thing, lead me into the Lucretia Campbell. Do you know Lucretia Campbell never had a church funeral? She was buried at a funeral home. She had a service at a funeral home. How excellent. We magnify your name. Mm-hmm. She was in the favorite play, Mr. Right Now. Yeah. From Chicago. Yeah. Walt Whitman. Mm-hmm. It was a whole mess, Ray. The brother who was not in church didn't care. They had choirs that were waiting to get together. They were getting together. They wanted to pay tribute to her. Do you think that Walt Whitman would have, Walt Whitman wanted to pay tribute to her? That how excellent put them people on the map. Yeah. She packed mega churches, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was in Rock Hill, but it was a lot for the family. She was in Rock Hill. What that mean? I don't understand that. But I thought that was so horrible that this woman who has sang in all these big churches and choirs and has blessed people all, she was dummied down to a funeral home funeral. Mm, mm. Oh, she was related to. Yeah, I think so. Go ahead and plan memorial separately. And I wonder, did they ever do that? Oh, Rock Hill, South Carolina. Okay. Wilmington, Chester. Yeah, this is why you need to have specific. That's right, TEW. You have to mop your stuff down. Y'all running around here thinking you ain't gonna slip away, or your father ain't, or your mother, or somebody ain't gonna. Y'all need to plan so there won't be no issues. Yeah, she never received her just due. I don't think she has either. I think Courtney and them running around talking about the Pace sisters. They all of you forgot about Lucretia, Courtney. Talking about them Pace sisters. What about Lucretia Campbell? So I was wondering, did they ever really just do a separate memorial or something? I'm sure they probably just had a tribute, maybe, but they was ready to have a big blown out homegoing for her. Yeah, get your business straight. Don't start. Get your business straight, y'all. I'm serious. I don't know what's going to happen with Sara Jordan Powell. My thing is they didn't want a tribute. They didn't want her to be, to see a tribute. Are you going to let them have? Are they going to have a tribute at her funeral, her homegoing, niece and nephew, Powell? Are y'all going to cut up that too? Yeah. Mm-hmm. The beautiful soprano voice. Yeah. You behind, Gail. Hey, what's up, Pastor Prim? These are the types of situation Bobby Jones Gospel should take over. Yeah. What you mean, like, what you mean by that? Like they should come out and do the tributes or what, Ray? Does she have it? No, I don't think she had it. No, she wasn't. She wasn't married, and she didn't have any children. So her brother took over everything. Yeah, and he wasn't. They said the brother wasn't in church at all. He didn't care nothing about none of that church stuff. So he didn't care about his sister blessing everybody with the voice, and he didn't care nothing about that. Yeah. Mm-mm. Well, she had a funeral. You can't say she didn't have a funeral. She just had a funeral at a funeral home. Put a show together, Bobby. You made money. Well, woo. Listen here, Bobby's going. From what I saw in Nashville, Ray. Ooh, did she have a son? Did Eric say she had a son? Oh, I don't remember. Seemed like you said that. Since you said that, it seemed like something sparked in me, Queen Mom. I want to say. I thought they said maybe. I know he mentioned a nephew. Yeah. It's horrible they did it. Bring back the celebration of gospel. It's something. Yeah. That how excellent will hit. But it needs to be sporadic. You don't need to sing that at once a month. Once a quarter, people wear that how excellent out like they wear out every praise. Yeah, total praise. They wear that stuff out. Yeah, y'all double tap the screen for me. We don't even have 100 likes in here tonight, y'all. You make sure you can also give gifts. Hit that gift box down there, and to support the program uh, it is pinned in the chat. That is my travel fund for the week. I'm going tomorrow to have our think tank for the content creators. So this should be interesting, Ray. This should be very interesting in Orlando. All right. She did so work right. Yeah, I think they said she was a teacher. Yeah. She probably had insurance and stuff. Write y'all program out. I've got a cousin. She better not let sing. You got a cousin. She better not sing. Going up yonder. I don't know. It just stopped like everything else stopped, Mike Moore. All that stuff just stops one day. No more celebration of gospel. No more nothing. Take your charger and a power bank. Right. Keep it keep it charged up for sure. Keep it charged up. Mm. Well, it looks like they've mended fences though beforehand, Ray. So we ain't gonna get no good stuff, I guess, unless unless somebody get a little something in them and they start going crazy. I don't know. Church folks are wild. You late, Harold. You late. Why wasn't you there at the recording? It was William going to make it. Well, I guess. I guess he got a ticket. I don't know. Keep oil in the lamp. Well, Harold, that recording was one of Ricky's worst productions to date. We'll just put it like that. Songs were great, leads were great, production was bad. Fellowship, I don't know if it was the fellowship mixture because they had it at Fellowship Baptist. Don't know if that was it. I don't know if it was a sound team that he used. Um, if it was, I don't need their card. When you have to start a song 3 and 4 times, one song because they kept missing things, that's a problem. Happy hour with the Saints. Ooh, they gonna be over there at that hotel bar, Ray. That's when I. That's when I need to turn the live on. I saw that. Yes, I did. I did. I talked about that the other night, and because it was very convenient that Lillian pops up live before the recording because she did that last time. Yeah, yeah. But she was looking for banners today. She was asking somebody, "Do you know where banners are for her church?" She's trying to get some old school banners, like you would have the offering banners up. She's looking for those banners for her new church, Ray. Hmm. Mm. No, it ain't had nothing to do with no acoustics, Shardy Shard. Ain't had nothing to do with no acoustics. One more gag. Oh! Happy hour with. It's going to be actually a really good project once they get into the studio and clean up what they need to clean up. Ron Carter, the bassist, was great. I think he did about 3 songs. He didn't do like all of. He did like maybe 3 or 4, maybe something like that. But he's older. He's 88 years old, and to see him really thumping that bass like he was thumping it, that's really said a lot. Yeah. Sunday school band. Who she want? Lillian want them Sunday school banners. Yeah, she want them Sunday school banners. What did she say? Where's she at? Let me see what she said. She want them banners. Yeah. I think she's just trying to, she want those banners. Mm-hmm. The Sunday school banners to me. It's maybe she's trying to like go old school. Maybe she's going, well, her preaching is old school anyway. It's like really, hell damnation type of preaching. Um, so she may be trying to go old school with the look of her church too. Maybe that's it. So when Albertina Walker passed, her family was mess. Yeah, Albertina Walker's family was a mess as well. They cut up. Yeah. Pastor Lloyd gonna storm the stage like David Ruffin. I guess so, Sean Renee. That she looking for him. I don't know. Well, you go over there, Shardy Shaw. We know you going over there. She's the daughter of Nathan Simmons, and that should tell you a lot. But that Nathan Simmons pastoral stuff doesn't work these days, Ray. It doesn't work. People will let you yell at them for a little while, and then they're gone. And all of a sudden, you don't see them anymore. People can show you better than they can tell you. They really can. So Shirley and them cut up at Albertina's. Yeah, they did. They did. And Shirley was telling off the family members. So at least they had an opportunity to tell them off. They didn't even give Lucretia a chance for nobody to tell her family off. They went over there to Cooley's funeral home and gave her to Jesus at the funeral home. It's a shame. Mm. Folks are not going to sit under that Nathan Simmons type preach. It's not. That's not going to work every week. You're not going to. That fire and brimstone, threatening people with hell. That stuff doesn't work. It doesn't work. It works for a very small amount of people. And she's using a church, and she's having it starting at 4 o'clock. So we'll see. Like someone pointed out in Patreon, I think there's not a lot of overhead for her. So because I gave her 6 months, somebody else gave her a year. So, and I don't mean no harm. I ain't got nothing against her. I just know that um, I just don't see it. It ain't my vision to see. I know what you said. It ain't my vision to see. I know. But I'm just going off a track record. That's all. That's all. That's from what we see, from what we actually have seen. That's what I'm going off of. You know, no brunch for the Saints. Listen, they're gonna be at brunch every Sunday. Trust me. There are a few exceptions to that for me. I don't want to offend anyone, but I judge funerals differently. I do too. I do too. Yeah, I do too. Um, yeah. I judge them differently too. And I don't think anybody who has been in the capacity like a Lucretia Campbell and how she blessed so many in churches to be reduced to only having a funeral at a funeral home. That is wild to me. You still up inspired? Go to bed. And then it is apostolic. He doesn't mind woman pastors. Right. So I don't have nothing against woman pastors. That was, when I started with Ray, don't tell nobody, but when I started going over to that Baptist church, they was trying to rub off on me. And I was feeling the ways. I was in between two decisions. But you know what? My issue is, Ray, I don't have a issue with women pastors at all. I have an issue with women pastors trying to be dominant, mean, type of male characteristics as a pastor. That's what I have a problem with. I love, what's her name? The Ray woman. One of the Ray girls. The pretty one. What's her name? The pastor. She seems to me that she just pastors as herself. I heard her preach in person. She preached at Glad Tidings, um, Bishop Macklin one year, and I was there, and she preached, and she just preached. She was not trying to be Macklin, not trying to be Jakes. She was just preaching in her feminine way. Kimberly Ray, yes, yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. I told the pastor who I was third under a funeral home, but it was because the funeral home's chapel was larger. Well, we had that issue too here, Ray. Yeah, we had because my friend had his grandmother's funeral because they had a really small church, and the funeral home chapel had been rebuilt because it burnt down. And they rebuilt it and it was bigger, so it held more people than their small church, and they had it there, and then people shouted. They brought in everything, drum, they brought in everything. So that's different. So I know what you mean. There's different. Yeah, 4 p.m. service, Harold. Make sure you're on time. She's gorgeous. Yes, she is. She said it was not Prophet Nathan Simmons' dad. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You got to get Shardy Shard together. He be in La La Land. Says we were storefront, and that's it. We were storefront. Oh, were you? Hit the like button, y'all. We only got 70 likes. We should at least have over 100 by now. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We definitely. But that. But that's what I'm saying. When I don't have a problem with women preachers at all. But I want you to be, and I think people will say that's still a little sexist that you want them to. But it's like they try to get another persona. Like they have to be this dominant, domineering, real rough talking, rough walking. They're wearing, pantsuits all the time. They won't wear a nice dress or whatever. You know, Bishop Wagner said it best when he talked about it. Bishop Wagner said it best. Norman Wagner. He said he just he want to hear a lady preach like a lady. He wants to see a lady just act like a lady in the pulpit. You don't have to growl and do all that other stuff. It's just not necessary. Let me see if I can. and oh, and every time I listen to her, she's always talking about hell and oh Jesus. Girl, go get Carlton Pearson. Teach us something. That's the case. Everybody going to hell. Shoot. Everybody going. Yeah. Let me see if I can find that. Probably not. hmm. Hmm. I'll have to find it one day. Kimberly has always been feminine and soft. Always they like, yes, Queen Mom. Lord forgive me, but I love me some Anna. I did too. She was a good mix. It was something about I own a lot that wasn't so now. What's her name? Uh, the other one, she a little rough sounding. You know who I'm not sure well. What's the other ones, y'all? Y'all know the other one I'm talking about. My mama preached like a lady and she wore dress suits. Yeah. We all going to hell, Clorinda. She said it always sending people to hell. Oh my goodness. Jesus. Cora, she's more masculine in delivery than Sarah. She is. Cora, get that. And God said, let my people go. Cora, what are you doing? Calm down. You're not your daddy. Yeah, Jackie McCullough. There we go. Jackie McCullough. She get a little rough sometime, but she get a little rough. I own a lot, especially in the I own a lot early days when she was, over there with with Norman Wagner, when she was at Greater Bethany. She was just so, yeah. Yeah, that Nita too. Nita get a little mannish too, Nicola. She get a little mannish. Like, ooh, what are y'all trying to prove? Y'all know people ain't gonna stay at y'all churches, right? I'm just trying to tell you now. They're not gonna stay. If they want a man to rough and to growl at them, they go sit up under a man. Yeah, Bam Crawford does ride that line. That but what's the name? Kind of the creator of all, well, not the creator, but one of the, Ernestine Ream. She didn't give you so much. She didn't give you so much. Yeah, Bam is a little questionable. Tiny Lucas, Tiny. She giving me what that man say about Mother Kelly? Stud characteristics or stud tendencies. She used to look different when she was like playing that tambourine and come on here to pray now. We gonna have time. Oh, come on here. She was different, but they was ordaining her the other day, and I was like, mm. I was like, do his children like that. See, this is. Yeah, he's a kind God, but yeah, he will. He will do his children like that. Why? Because God is not in the business of destroying you, but he is a God that will correct you. And he was talking to. Oh, I love it. Tell them again. Tell them they don't. Oh, see, I love that kind of stuff. I can listen all day long. God is not in the business. I'm telling you. Getting the hell out of your church quick. Quickly. I gotta go. You need to go to what that class my daughter went to before she went to a debutante, before she was in the debutante ball. They sent her over there with Miss Brenda Buckingham. And they had to learn how to be ladies. They had to learn how to sit and eat. You had to learn a lot of things. Ooh. Ernestine Clean. Yeah, Ernestine Clean, Ernestine Clean was a lady. She was a lady. Oh, thank you for that gift. Who gave me that? Thank you so much, Teddy. You remember Overseer Hattie Bostic? Oh yeah, Bostic. How was she? I never really. Wasn't she a little rough? School of Etiquette. Yeah, that's what she went to. That's my daughter went to. I just like that kind of going on. Let's see. I'm trying to show you this Lucas, y'all, because I was like, what's going on here? You done turned the corner. Shepherdess. She went from this. She done went from that. Where was she at? She was getting. She done went from that. Where's she at? Lord, who is that? That ain't her, is it? Oh, Jesus. And they was putting a robe on her over the weekend. I'm trying to find that one. I guess she a bishop now or something. Huh. Where's she at? She a bishop? Barbara Amos. I've heard of Barbara Amos. Yeah. So y'all see. What you mean? What was that? Mm-mm. Same person. I thought Barbara Amos was rough. That's I remember that. Yeah. Who was that really manly sounding woman? She was, even when she talked. I didn't even know she had a husband. I was like, wow. What did Gary say? No, but Tiny was always a little hard. Definitely Dr. Jackson. But Dr. Jazz kind of reminds me of a lipstick. A little bit. No, maybe chapstick. Maybe chapstick. Not maybe a chapstick. Yeah. Very Lori like. Is that what she had? She had an illness? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hope they have some tenderness. You would hope they not strapping on, Harold. Oh, Jesus, just run you up out of the room. Can you dainty up for me a little bit, Mama? For about an hour, dainty up for me. What about Carolyn Show? Carolyn Showwell has always just given me, uh, you know what her thing was? She always had the glamour look. She may have been a little bit of rough, but she always had the glamour look. But she really wasn't all that rough to me. She was just, Pastor, yeah, Pastor Claudette Copeland, and I met her in Orlando at Bishop Jordan's conference, and she's a very nice lady, and just lady. She must be non-denominational, probably. Just show a little tenderness. That's all we asking for. But I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't. I don't know why women think people want them to act like that to get respect. I just don't think you have to. Dr. Gina Stewart, she's excellent. She's good. I like her. Keep your femininity. If you have it, don't trade it. Be like Amy McPherson. Yes, yes. Yeah. Pastor Copeland is very good. Okay, I like Copeland too. Yeah, Rita Twigs was, yeah, love her. Yeah, 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 she's good. Bishop Hunter is okay. Shorty Shaw would throw out names all night. I did peep over there to Monique Walker. Now Monique, now it was a little, seemed like it was a little put on to me though. I was like, Monique, what you know what that is? Where's she at? Somebody sent me that too. Oh man, I hate when I don't. Did I like it? Sometimes I like stuff so I can go back to it and see it. Let me see if I can find that one. Monique Walker over there acting like she boo boo the fool. Monique, stop it. You know what they do over there. Mm. Is it on her page? Did she put it on here? Mrs. Hunter is full of herself. I don't even know who that is. Who's she? Um, I don't know if she was just preaching somewhere, Ray, or she was just there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, but she'll blame it on the rain. Oh, I wasn't even following her. Oh, I was following her on my other page. Okay. I don't know what that is. I must have seen it on TikTok. Did I see it on TikTok? I seen it somewhere. But she was talking about the hookah lounge and her breath, and I don't know. I gotta find that. Maybe somebody will send it to me. Somebody did send it to me. I just don't remember who. I be getting stuff all day, y'all. Just food for thought. Are we asking men in the ministry to keep them? Well, that's a question too. That's a question too. That's the question too. That's a little distracting as well. Really, really overly feminine men in the pulpit. That's distracting as well. Is that Joy 10? Oh, was it? Okay. All right. Thank you. I can find it then now. Yeah. Joy. Many of the trains that only compete with the man preacher sound. Okay. Okay. Doesn't try to compete. She good, 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 good. That is fair, Ray. We have to give it to Inspire. Inspire gonna keep us honest over here. Um, where's it at? Pascal transgender. Claudette. Here she is. The altar. If they were drinkers, they came and they glory would pray.
thing now. I don't want that to the quiet people coming right out. Minutes.
She preaching rough too.
What a difference. Today, glory to God. People used to say, oh my.
Oh, I think somebody sent it to me. So I ain't got to go through it. I thought they just had the clip there, but I think somebody just sent it to me. Y'all double tap the screen.
Doesn't smell good.
Oh, not that one. I thought they just sent me that one. I didn't even understand why they sent me that one. Oh, he deleted it. I thought he sent it to me. The Marcia Fair. Oh, I don't know who she is. I saw that from. I ain't gonna say natural femininity when made it up. Just be accepted, heard. Okay. Ivory Jenkins. I don't know who that is. Is it still raining, Charmaine? It was raining good down here. Here we go. Okay, I was there. I just thought.
My God, do
I don't know where she said it.
glory.
Somebody clipped it where it was just her saying that about the hookah.
But Lord, don't try to sing.
I didn't want to.
So it's different.
I didn't want to
Said
listen.
we're gonna have a shut in that night long. There was a mission because they said I'm.
Give me a timestamp. Y'all give me a timestamp. Sure, Brady, she needs to drink some tea. I don't mean no harm. It's just observation. What'd you say, Ray? You an inspire fighting? I saw that from the angle of seeing naturally feminine when masculine. It'll just be accepted, heard. Man, it's a light different. I think you just letting what's inside go. Well, okay. They just Pastor Mike Todd, but I'm not going to. He's a little, I think he gets a bad rap because he dresses bad sometimes, and he's really hippie. So we kind of see him in a feminine way because of the hips, but I don't get a lot of feminine out of him. I just get, he's that church pastor of today. He's not going to poop. He's just going to talk. I don't see him as feminine. I really don't. I don't see him as. I don't know. Y'all can y'all can be different, say something different. But I know he was twerking. I know that. I know all that or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? I've seen worse. I've seen worse. Yeah, sound like Tim Norton and his wife are free. You think they free? Well, good. The hips don't lie. I don't subscribe. I'm just saying, I don't see him because I've seen far worse in the pulpit. Far worse. I don't see him overly masculine. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him as overly masculine, but I don't see him as like feminine either. I don't see Mike Todd as feminine either. Yeah, so Tanya, you know what I'm saying? He gives church. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I see with him. I don't really see, you know, my opinion with Mike Todd changed after he did right by Carlton Pearson. I had a different, I'd be so nice. I'm just saying he's like a modern. Yeah, I think so. I think so, Ray. Yeah. I'm just saying, I don't. Where is that I can show y'all what look a mess? Because I seen that earlier. Did I probably didn't even hit like, it was so ridiculous. Uh Dang, I may have not even saved it. Because it was so horrible. And they were singing, but I don't know. But sometimes they be inclusive churches, so you can't really measure that. They be like Yvette Flunder churches. So you can't really measure that up because they're gonna act a certain way anyway. Yeah, when he wears those short suits. Matthew Stevenson, he's way more feminine than he's more feminine than Mike Todd. Now, do y'all think I'm crazy, or y'all with me? You know what I'm saying? He may have a rougher voice, but mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? K Rest, he just too much for me. This service, yeah. K Rich don't like him. He don't. He bathes in the tubs and on the platform, and he gets his hair cuts on the. K Rich don't like him. You know, but so that's I Matthew Stevenson. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm just saying, from observation. T.S. Madison called Matthew a straggit. Straggit. He's artsy weird. That's a good way to put it too, Sean Renee. I can see that. That's why I don't give him a lot. I don't give him a lot. I don't try to put labels on him because I don't see that. I just don't see that with him. I just see that he's and let me tell you, church kids, just like Ray says, he sees him as a church kid. And you got to remember, kids, especially male kids, and especially male kids with gifts, you know, it's just something about being pulled upon and being assumed a certain way and being groomed a certain way that you sometimes you got to fight yourself out of those certain ways, or tendencies. And I'm not really talking about sex stuff. Just like John Hannah said, all he's seen, he loved prayer. He had a passion for prayer, but all he saw was mothers and women in the prayer room when he was there. So he's over there trying to pray like the women. He's trying to pray like the mothers. So he didn't see Deacon sitting in there and God, God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. He didn't see that. He saw the wailing women and he saw the feminine women moaning you know, that's just what he took to. Just what he took to. Yeah. And he does, but I don't think, and I think that's why John Hannah comes off that way. I don't see him from Pastor Mike Jr. either. I'm not a Mike Jr. fan. Nah, I can leave that. There's a softness that comes with it. The people judge. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'll say this. I saw some footage of Mike Todd and his crew on to retire. Yo, they are killing their set. Oh, really? Are they? I think if somebody gave me free tickets, I would probably go gay for him if they're in my city. But they ain't coming to Fresno. And I don't think I'm going to travel to the Bay or Los Angeles to see them. They did express that there wasn't a mail. Yeah. And when he expressed that, I understood it better. And I didn't, even though I didn't really care because I think he's a good speaker and preacher, and he's kind of the new age mixed with a little old, something that I can probably be under, as a pastor. I can probably, something like that. Yeah. But I can understand when you have that's your model. I can understand when that's your model. When Kirk Franklin was talking about, he used to have to he probably had to fight the gay rumors when he was in junior high and high school because when he was in church that he was in the music. Gay people were in the music, the choir director, the musicians, and the choir members. So he was around them. You take up on their characteristic. That doesn't necessarily mean you're gay, but when people see certain things, they're automatically going to say that. So and then you have to kind of model and live your life trying to knock that stuff down. And then sometimes people overdo it. And then it makes them a suspect. Funny, but preach the word of God. I watch him every Sunday and Tuesday morning. That's good. Yeah. He's authentic. And I think that's the best word you can use, Sean Renee. He is. I think that's what it is. My childhood pastor was a woman. My last pastor, really, Ray? That's interesting. Yeah, I've never been I've never been drawn to a female pastor, and and it's probably just because how I grew up. I grew up under a very dominating dictatorship type of pastor, and so that was all. That's what my mind kind of went to when we moved here. Got one of the same type of pastors. Never thought Kirk was anything more than attracted to, was attracted. But I have heard some say from a sec addicts say that sex and gender wasn't a factor. That sex and gender wasn't a factor. Hmm. Yeah. What is your ideal pastor saying? We were having this conversation on Patreon, and I think Joshua had mentioned we kind of have the same kind of outlook when it comes to churches and pastors. I like an older pastor, inspire, an older seasoned pastor, but I think at this point in my life, I would like an older seasoned pastor that is uh in tune with today's worship, in tune with today's people, and how to deal with today's people, but still have that godly older wisdom. Double tap the screen, y'all. We don't even have 100 likes yet. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Yeah, I did fellowship a lot with Pastor Tamara Benton ministry years ago. Was a different experience. Okay, I've heard of where was she? Tamara Benton. I heard of her. Yeah, a lot of male pastors didn't believe in women preachers. And we putting that up as in the Baptist church and stuff, but that goes on in the Pentecostal church too. Dewey Smith. I like Dewey Smith. Yes, I like Dewey Smith. So Reginald Sharp, more like E. Dewey or Jamal. Between those three, Ray, I would probably go with E. Dewey. Outside looking in, so yeah, I would probably go with E. Dewey Smith. I love and I don't really have it. I don't have anything against Jamal or Sharp, but just how I see, it just that would probably be my. And I'll get over there and probably ain't, but I don't know. But outside looking in, I would say E. Dewey Smith. Yeah, yeah. I love John Howard Wesley over there. Yes, he's good. Yeah, he's good. He's good. Hmm. But I mean, it just depends. And who have I seen that I don't know. This surprised me and has pissed off the church with his recent statements about her. Well, are they recent statements? He's always kind of been a little inclusive in his preaching about that. He's always said, y'all picking over here with these folks, but y'all done forgot about the other stuff y'all doing. Josh says my top ones now are Noel, Terry Anderson. Not sure about him. Oh, Macklin for sure. I would if I lived in the Bay Area. I'm pretty sure I'd be under Macklin. I would prefer a Baptist setting and Dr. Ralph Douglas West. Okay, okay, gotcha. Yeah, everybody's loving Wheeler Baptist. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh no, Todd Hall. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Not my spill. Mm-mm. Not as my pastor. No. Yeah. Yeah, he said that, Ray. You got to go back into some old videos. He's been talking about that. That is nothing new. What's up, Lady Sparkles? Jenkins, yeah, from Clear Art. That's not my thing. Was Mother Stack's stepdaughter? How many daughters did Mother Stacks have? Otis Moss, yeah, yeah, I like a Dewey over Jamal. Yeah, pass. Okay. Todd Hall, yeah. Yeah, they got that worship down packed over there at Wheeler. I tell you, oh, thank you so much, Princess. Thank you so much. You said I joined in late. Did you speak on the Yolanda statements about God and gender? I didn't hear them. I think someone sent them to me, but I didn't get a chance to see that video. Did she go on that show yet? Ain't she supposed to be on a cooking show? God and gender. Give me a synopsis in the chat, please, Princess. I do watch Bishop Jones on the regular. Yeah, I like Bishop Jones too. What was I looking at? I was looking at oh Wheeler. That's what I want to look at. They was over there churching. Uh, He'll take your gloom. He'll take your gloom. Look, y'all see this mess? Let me show y'all this. Y'all see this mess? Let me see. She had many there's co-pastors. Okay. Bishop Jones Bible says must well, yes. Mother Stacks had a lot of spiritual daughters. One of, he texted me apologized, but he was really said he meant no harm. He was just riding a wave. That's Timothy Wright's son, David Wright, Pastor David Wright, who I love. And I found out it was him. He put out a post because Shane Perry, who needs much prayer, who said Bishop Porter told me to come when the police were taking him out to church. So yeah, I know. And they put up a T-shirt that said Bishop Porter told me to come. He said they're gonna sell T-shirts and caps. When I found out it was David Wright, Bishop Timothy Wright's son, I said, boy, if you don't take this mess down. He's I'm sorry, Bishop. It was just funny at the time. And so, do they have a picture of my T-shirt? Nah, he got a T-shirt. Y'all put up my T-shirts because I got my own T-shirt now, and it says Bishop Porter told me to come to Christ. Amen, somebody. Because corny. I believe you need to come to Jesus. Is that right, somebody? People got some other places they want to tell you to go, but I want to tell you to come to church and come to Christ. There you go. Amen. That's right. Let me step out of the way so y'all can sit. That's right. I'm telling y'all to come to church, come to Christ, come to prayer, come to repentance, whatever. That's Porter. Petty church kids, right? Yes, he loves the spotlight, Queen Mom. So he got him some shirts now that says Porter told me to come to church. Okay, all right. Mm-hmm. Oh, they married in the family. Okay, Sybil is married to Daniel Winans. Okay, the Kojic brand is laughing stock now. It seems to be. It seems to be. You have some untruths going out over the pulpit, some deceiving, statements. You have people kicking people out of the choirs, kicking people out of the auditoriums, after you sit there and welcome these crazy people in. Yeah, it's ain't nobody buying them shirts. Not a one. He gonna force them people at that church to buy. That's what he gonna do. He gonna force them folks at that church to buy it because ain't nobody gonna buy him on the internet. Corny. Let the joke pass. The joke is over. Bishop Porter told me to come. All right, it's over now. Let's move on. Let's move on. Somebody ought to put a shirt that said, "What church do you go to?" And then put on the bottom, uh. Now that's a shirt. Uh. Which one you want me to tell him, Bishop? My real church that I go to, or the church I gotta say I go to be the minister of the president of the music department? Which one you want me to tell him, Bishop? You gotta be more clear. I haven't had it, King Shelton. We're gonna have it. Okay, Yolanda Adams said, I don't think that God is this small entity that people are trying to make him or her. and it's because he is spirit. We are of the mind of calling things gender wise because that's how we grew up. Well, I've heard that, and I've also heard people and ministers debunk that. Um, but when we say God is spirit, and a lot of people say God is a spirit, but that's not biblical. The Bible says God is spirit, and those who worship must worship in spirit and in truth. Um, yeah, but in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and then he created Adam out of his own likeness. So if we're talking about God having the likeness, I mean, Adam having the likeness of God, so we have to be on the assumption that God was taking on the more masculine role and not a feminine type of God. So it would be a him instead of a her. Let me know if I'm. Oh, I can look and see if I'm. Let me stop this. Let me get out of here. Yeah, I'm still. Get out of here. Yeah, it's tripping out. Yeah, it's done. You think I'm done for the night? Am I done? Yeah, it's tripping out. He'll take the gloom. He'll take the gloom. He'll take the gloom. He'll take the gloom. Am I back? He'll take the gloom. Am I back? Or am I back? Type of one if I'm back. Okay, good. I don't know what happened. That's YouTube. You know, you start talking about the word, and they throw you up out of here. But you said, Kathy K. Rich said, Yolande said nothing in 40 years. Is that what you said? Well, that's true. But you got to remember, when did we have this conversation? we had this conversation before that a lot of these artists and stuff, they believe certain things. They just can't say what they really believe. They don't believe in a lot of this, a lot of things that they sing about. you know, so but I cannot, I can't go with people when they start talking about God doesn't have a gender, but God has a presence, and his presence seems to be more on the masculine side because again, Father, forgive them for they know. Father is of the male dominated force. So be honest. Go ahead, Ray. Be honest. Let's put it out there. You say Yolanda ain't saying nothing. Well, I think she tried to like talk like she was telling us something new, but no, it ain't really nothing new. You want Yolanda? Yolanda, I mean, Leandria can't expound on the rapture. She doesn't understand the rapture. She doesn't understand anything like that. Yeah, if you waiting for her to explain that, you'll be, yeah. Come on, forget it. He's already to tell the children stay with the word. Well, they stay with whatever gets them their money for right now. Had a true found. You never thought Yolanda had a true foundation? I don't know. That just seems a little, but that seems so amateur to now come into the knowledge of. For somebody who's been in church for all these years and she's a preacher and everything, now you come into the knowledge that God, it has no gender, and there, and spirit. That's true, but even a spirit would have some type of gender, or wouldn't it? Oh, I don't know. You said don't tease. Leandra doesn't understand herself. Well, you said a word right there. You said a word right there. Let me see. Ray says Yolanda is a version of gospel Beyonce, very neutral, center of the road, no opinion, no stance, minimal scandal. And now you want to talk about something in 49 years. Tell it all then. Yeah. Don't. Mm-mm. What else don't you believe? What else? Yeah. Mm. Or an album and about to drop. Well, that too. That can be. They like to have controversy before an album drops. So uh, that's a thing too. But yeah, you haven't said much all these years. There's no sense in trying to drum up something that has been debated a million times. I've heard that debate about gender and God and all that. I've heard that for years. But when you look at the Bible and you point to different scriptures, it gives us the assumption that God would be considered, if his pronouns would be he and him. God's pronouns are he and him and not they. I don't think God's pronoun is they. Now they are the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. That's they. Oh God. But I don't think we can talk about Jesus is a God is a woman. Mm. Double tap the screen. Y'all still ain't got me 100 likes. Somebody's going to hell. You gotta go. You're disobedient. And being disobedient is as of witchcraft. And all witches burn in the lake of fire. And you won't sit here and just double tap and like the screen, like the video. So you gotta go to hell. Yeah. I hope Lillian Lloyd sends you every Sunday to hell over there in Macon, Georgia. She's sending all y'all to hell. Y'all won't even hit the like. And somebody just took their like back. Now it's down to 92 and it was 93. Oh, you really going to the lake. And I'm not talking about Lost Lake. God equals thou and thus, right? Well, that's true. Thou and thus. And yeah. Mm-hmm. These folks. I listen here. I ain't got time for no new revelations. Okay, I got enough to worry about. I'm trying to, feed people who ain't got SNAP or something. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for to be worrying about misgendering God. Listen, I know who my God is. And them Clark sisters said, I know my Redeemer liveth. Heard Job when he said it. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm going with the Clark sisters. Thou is a pronoun. Huh? Listen, if it ain't today, it will be tomorrow. Inspired. That was me. I thought I hadn't hit it, but I did. I gave it back. That was me. I thought I hadn't hit it. Oh, you hit it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, that was you. Uh-huh. Look at here. I heard Job when he said it. Listen. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. But grace brought me safe this far, and grace is going to lead me on. That's what they said. Them Clark sisters said. Then they said, yet will I trust him. Yes, yet will I trust him. That's what the Clark sisters said. Now somebody said, First Lady had a mink fur on, a Fendi mink. Yet will I trust him. I didn't know that Yolanda talking about my Jesus said, Our Father who art in heaven. Oh, not our spirit who art in heaven. Yolanda too. Our spirit who off here. It's just making me so upset. Is it still frozen? It's just making me so upset. I gotta get off here. They're getting on my nerve. This stupid. This is so dumb. And I be trying to use the app. I gotta stop using the app. I guess I just gotta go back to StreamYard. Let me see. Am I back? I'm still frozen. Mm. Um, and I be trying to use the app. I gotta stop using the app. Am I back? I think I'm back. Hit the one. Hit the one if I'm back, y'all. Y'all hit the one. Speaking on grace, Karn is on Willie. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yeah. He said he ain't got no children. That's what Karn said. We're just straight on YouTube, and they're stupid. They keep just going off. They just keep going off. Okay. All right. We talked about Karn earlier. If you wasn't here, Karn was on is on Willie Moore Jr.'s. And imagine that conversation. I haven't. I only seen some excerpts of it, but he did say he didn't have any children. So do y'all believe him? Does Karn have any children? Is there a Marvin? Ain't no Marvin update yet. What was the day? The 17th. Oh, I didn't look on there. I didn't look on there. Let me look on there real quick. Let me look and see if there's an update from Marvin. The interview with Karn seemed so fake. Yeah, that's what everybody said. It just didn't seem. Not one, he said, Ray. Not one child. Not one child. He said he ain't got no kids. See, it's that spirit of lying. Wayne County Court. I keep my brains. You don't want to go over there and watch it. You want to keep your brain cells as in none or a child, not children. Well, they love semantics, Ray. You got to say the right thing to get the right answer. So it was to my recollection that he said he didn't have any children. Now, we have heard differently throughout the years. Did you sign your rights away there, Karn? What happened? Because we've always thought that you had a few running around. Surely, God don't lie. Surely, God don't lie. Surely. But do you, is the question. That's the question of the hour, Karn. Do you lie? I ain't calling you a lie. I'm just asking a question. Kirk said someone asked the question. Why do we sing? Surely God don't lie. He asked him about relationship. He could have given straight. He said he don't have no issues with women either. Let me see about this thing today. This hearing. Uh, the 7th. Oh, the next hearing ain't till the 21st. So we got to reinstate the case. They're trying to reinstate the case that they brought to them, that they brought against Marvin back in February 23rd of 2023. So the city of Detroit is fit to be tied with evangelist Bishop elect Marvin. So we got to wait till the 21st. That's the motion if the judge is going to allow Detroit to open up the case against Marvin Winans again to get that building, get that land. So that's going to be interesting to see. We're on the case. We're on the case. Yes, we are. Okay, it is 10:30. I got to get off here. We done glitched so many times. Jesse Jackson is still in the land of the living. When TMZ put out that he was on life support, I knew that was a lie because he's not on life support. He hasn't been on life support. He is just in a state. But it was told to me yesterday that he was responding. Now Bishop did say, Bishop Jordan even told Mrs. Jackson, and I was sitting there when he told her. He said he's going to leave. She said something, and he said he's going to leave us in a state for a while. In other words, he's going to linger. He's going to be around. Not be around for a long time, but you know, they were when we were there in the hospital, they were pretty much expecting him to pass any day, any time when we were in the hospital with Jesse Jackson. So when TMZ put that out, I knew that was a lie. Because he's not on life support. He hasn't been on life support. He's just been in a state where his organs are failing. So, so we are yet praying for him. Jimmy held on, run on. I know that's right because Jimmy held on, didn't he? Jimmy Carter wouldn't got out of here for nothing. But yeah, it's just funny how the news get things and people were putting stupid things on my comments and I'm like, okay, but I know what's going on and I know some things still that the real deal, the media and the public don't know. So, but I'm not at liberty and listen, I respect the family too much because they respected me enough to get up in there. Even my daughter asked, "How did they let you in there, Daddy?" But yeah, yeah, he was what either 99. Yeah, I think he made it to. I think he actually made it to 100, didn't he? I think Jimmy Carter made it to 100. Yeah, yeah. But then you have to think about it. The quality of life and how these people were. It's still you got to watch your prayers. You got to watch your prayers when you're praying for someone in that state because you can be so selfish to pray that because you don't want to feel the pain of them gone. You don't want to have to acknowledge the pain. Long enough you can see them in whatever state they are in. They don't know who you are. They can't talk to you, but long enough you can see them, you're okay. But we have to start thinking beyond that. And I know it's a hard thing to do. And I always think about that with my loved ones. How would I react? And I can't do it until I've experienced that. But I did experience that with my grandmother, and I seen her in a state I didn't want to ever see her in anymore. And I asked God to give her peace, and He gave her peace in about 2 hours after I asked him. Mm, God is something else. 2 hours after I asked him, and my grandmother was just laying there, and I just asked him to give her peace in whatever peace that he felt to give my grandmother. And I left, and they said, "Come back. She's she's gone." And that was 2 hours, and I was crying, but I was also thanking God for um acknowledging my request. Mm, yeah, going through that now with my mom since her massive stroke. She was placed in hospice. We're going to pray for you. We're going to pray for you because it's nothing, everybody, no one wants to be in that state, Princess, but we have to just, and not cliche it and accept what God allows. We got to accept what we would think that that person would want at this point in time. And listening to Sanita and listening to Jonathan, the Jacksons there, how they spoke, I think Jackie was she was taking it hard. She had her mask on, she was crying, the other daughter. But Sanita and Jonathan and Yusef, they were taking it, I would say, in stride. But they were just realizing that they were just speaking on the life of Jesse Jackson, of their father. And that's what I was so blessed to be among them as they spoke well of him and the things that he done, and showed us pictures that the public has never seen, and some that the public has seen. Um, so it's really, when I hear there's going to be murmuring, there's going to be a lot. He was a big public figure. You're talking about someone who created the word for us, African American. Wasn't nobody saying that until Jesse Jackson brought that out. He said African American, and now we've changed from black to African American. And he just did so many powerful things, whether you agreed with his policies or with his thoughts or with his actions all the time. I don't think we agree with nobody's actions all the time, and nobody is probably don't agree with the Pope or Mother Teresa when she was. Nobody don't agree with everything, but you have to give honor where it's due. And for however long he holds on, I pray that God just gives him the peace and the rest that he has always preached and helped other people see and get to, and was there when they needed peace and when they needed comfort and when they needed prayer. Even when Marjorie Taylor Greene called, and we kind of perked, like, is this really happening? But even in that, he was a person that dealt with people that other folks didn't really want to deal with. That's who Jesse Jackson has pretty much always been, you know. So when she called and we listened, and we just let her do her thing, you know. But we had to realize, and when the family was allowing us to go in and just like we were family, it just really spoke volumes to the life of Reverend Jackson and how he lived his life. Not a perfect man, but in my opinion, he was a good man, because good people make change, and good people change lives and change worlds and change nations. And, good people. I don't know if I'm on or not, but this thing is getting on my nerves. It's just glitching out, and it's not letting me be great tonight. It's what it's actually doing is telling me to get off of here and pack my clothes so I can get to Orlando tomorrow. But hopefully each and every one of you enjoyed tonight. Double tap the screen for me. We have 99 likes. We couldn't even get 100, huh? You couldn't tarry with me 1 hour, huh? You, like Jesus said, you couldn't tarry with me. You couldn't give me 100 likes. You just couldn't do it, huh? Okay, now I got 100. Yeah, now I got 100. Those of you who sent super chats tonight, those of you who sent cash apps, I appreciate you for donating to my travel fund for this week. And I appreciate you guys for always supporting the platform. Those of you who gave the other night when Bishop Jordan was on, thank you so much. And I'm so glad that you guys give with anticipation of knowing that change will happen and whatever spirit that you give in. Oh, thank you so much, K Rich, for those gifts. And yeah, so long live Rainbow Push. Rainbow Push, I think, is gonna be it's in good hands, and it's doing good things, and it's doing things that I don't think we know it's doing. It's like doing so much in the background of things that people don't realize what Rainbow Push is still doing. So I got a lot of knowledge just sitting with the family for like 3 hours, however long we were there. So long, we were probably there longer than 3 hours. I didn't see time when I was there. I was just enjoying it. When Mrs. Jackson finally came in, I mean, that was like icing on the cake. It was really icing on the cake just to listen to her and really understand how the theory behind the theory behind the phrase or the thought behind every good man is a great woman. And I can see how I'm sure she's been through a lot with Reverend Jackson. I'm sure. But let me tell you, she's amazing. She's amazing for that family, and they have raised such powerful. Even with Jesse Jr. and his stuff, you can't win them all. Some people have to go through certain things to finally get it right. So can't win them all. Thank you, Queen Mom. Thank you, everybody. Mike Moore, Shardy. Thank you, Breezy. Thank you for coming through. Inspire all my mods. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. Go to bed. You got to go to work. All right. Yes, you do. Go to work. Go to work. So next time I come live, I'll be probably live from Orlando with all the other folks. So we'll see how this goes. Who will be the last one standing with all the content creators together? My God. Have a good one, y'all.